What's good, everybody? Peek out here in Singapore. Wanted to stop on by. Had a peaceful day at the beach today just to completely check out. Why? Because I needed to get away from my computer. I needed to get away from my kitchen, for real. So I just needed a day just for me where I wasn't running after anybody. I wasn't taking care of anybody. I was just taking care of me. I got to burn myself to death out there on the beach in Sentosa. So I had a wonderful time and I got back to reality. And basically, I kind of had to face the facts of my life at the moment. So I have a bunch of things on my to do list that I have not done yet. And as usual, I lack the motivation. And this is not the first time I've been talking about this today. As I was hanging out with a friend at the beach, we were talking about, the motivation to work out, the motivation to get things done in life in general. And sometimes you just don't have it. Sometimes Netflix is, the pull is too strong. I'm just saying. And I'm saying that because I know you understand too. I know a lot of you have that same issue that I have sometimes. But the other thing is that something that I've realized is sometimes you just need brute force. Sometimes you need to kick yourself in the ass and get up and do the thing you don't want to do for 2 minutes. Just pick it up for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And chances are, if you pick it up for 2 minutes, you're going to push through. And even if you did drop it for 2 minutes, maybe you have 2 minutes more information that you did before. Let's take working out, for example, right? I know for a fact if I just turn on the app that I'm using, or if I just, start off with calf raises, which is super simple, it doesn't take that much effort at all. If I do 20 calf raises, chances are I'll be in the mood to do a little bit more. And maybe I'll do lunges, and then maybe I'll do pull ups, and maybe I'll do sit ups, and maybe I'll do a little bit more. But the hack of this whole thing is I gotta force myself to do those 20 first. I need to force myself to go stand in the doorway of my bathroom because it's got a raised edge to it, because it's one of those places where you can wash the entire floor of the bathroom. And so they have a raised doorway so that the water doesn't spill out into the kitchen, obviously. But if I stand on that doorway, on that ledge there, it's easy for me to do calf raises with a negative, meaning to say that I lift my calf above the level of the ground and then I dip it below the level of that ledge as well. So I get a negative in there as well. But if I do that for a solid 2 minutes, I know I'm in the mood to sweat a little bit more. Another example, I want to read really badly. I want to read everything that I can possibly get my hands on, but I'm pretty slack about it and I put it off and I put it off and I put it off. I can do it later. But I know for a fact that if I just pick up my Kindle and turn to the page and if I read for 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes, honestly, if I finish the page on the Kindle, which maybe takes 30 seconds, I will more than likely continue reading. More than likely. Another thing, I love coming into my room at night when I go to put my daughter to bed, and I love to sit down and read to her. But I also know that that's the start of my second half of my shift, basically, right? My home working hours. From 8 until midnight is when I'm supposed to be working as well. I know that if I do not go sit at my desk, I'm not going to get my work done. It's guaranteed. I'm going to find some excuse to lay around in my bed, maybe play on Pinterest for a second, and then I'm going to fall asleep. Because yeah, I am tired. But that's not what's going to get me through the day. That's not going to get me to that next level of my business. That's not going to get me to more information or more content or any of those things. Sometimes I need brute force to force myself into a position where I'm motivated to continue. I hear girls all the time talking about, oh my God, I'm just not motivated to work out. I used to be, but I'm not motivated anymore. Well, you know what? You need brute force. You need a straight kick in the ass to get up and get moving. Because once you get moving, chances are you don't want to sit down. I don't know how you manage things. I don't know how much you have on your plate. I don't know what your life situation is, obviously, until you tell me. But in the meantime, I can tell you what's going on with me. A lot of times, I have a lot of great information pop into my head. I get divine inspiration all day long at different types of the day. And a lot of times, if I don't force myself to write it down right then and there, I'm going to lose it. I know I'm going to lose it. A lot of times, if I'm listening to, hey, Celestine, I'm so glad you were able to join me. A lot of times, if I'm listening to a podcast and I'm going along with the emotions, the roller coaster of whatever that person is talking about, and in the midst of that heightened emotional state, I get this nugget that, wow, you know what, this is exactly what I was trying to explain, and I couldn't explain it before, and I know exactly the words I need to explain it. If I do not stop right there and go pick up my damn phone and put it into a podcast, I will lose it. Which means the only way I can get it back is to start that podcast over again that I was listening to from the beginning and then see if I can't catch it again the same way they explained it. But chances are it won't be received the same way it was before. So I need to be very careful. I need to do things when they occur to me or it will not happen. There are times where I'm like, yeah, okay, I woke up early, I'm going to go work out. Absolutely, I can work out. But if I don't do it right then when I said it, it's probably not going to happen. I know me. I am procrastinator extraordinaire. I love it. I love procrastinating. I can do it tomorrow. Oh my gosh, those are the worst words ever. I can do it in the morning. I can wake up early and do it. It's not going to happen. If I do not do it before I go to sleep, chances are it will happen, but it will happen late in the day. So if it's something that needs to happen before noon, I need to do it the night before, honestly, to be very honest. So for those of us struggling with motivation, I'm going to tell it to you like I tell anyone that I help coach when it comes to studying. Pick it up for 2 minutes. Pick it up for 2 minutes. Go open your book for 2 minutes. Read for 2 minutes. Maybe read the same paragraph over and over again like I do sometimes. But when you have the intention and you know the time limit that you're only supposed to spend 2 minutes, sometimes that's just enough where you don't feel overwhelmed. It's not a long period of time by any means. It's 2 minutes. What's the worst that could happen in 2 minutes? You could yawn for 2 minutes, actually. But chances are, if you're forced to pick something up and do it for 2 minutes, you will complete the mission at hand. But you had to get yourself moving. I have starter trouble, y'all. I'm not going to lie. I have starter trouble. I have these brilliant ideas, and a lot of them I will sit on, and then come to find out several months later, that was a good idea to begin with. I should just finish it up. Case in point, I created a journal, and I included some unnecessary information in that journal because I wanted it to be useful. I wanted to be so complete and thorough. I missed the boat on the journal. But the second half of the journal, the actual questions that help you work through some of your emotions, that was gold. I wanted to tie to emotions and chakras and all of that stuff, but that's not my work. My work isn't in chakras. I don't know that much about chakras. But I wanted it to be informative. I wanted it to be, I don't know what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be easier to sell. But the fact of the matter is, I had gold to begin with. I didn't believe it was gold until months later when someone else told me, hey, you know what? I don't know about this first part, but the second one is awesome. So I'm telling you, don't knock it when that inspiration hits. Do it right then and there. And if you can't, write it down. Please write it down. Or leave yourself a voice message. You can do that too, right? You can do it in WhatsApp. I'm pretty sure you can do it for yourself in Messenger as well. But more than that, don't put off what you can do right now. As much as they say tomorrow never comes because suddenly you wake up and it is today, I get that, yeah, okay. But more than that, you only have this moment. Because in another 59 seconds, it's going to be a past moment. You only have this moment. Do it now. And if you don't have the motivation, you're not interested, you're not excited about it, force yourself to do it for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I know you can do it. I know you got something in your heart that's been on your list for a while now that you've been just avoiding. Go do it. Get it done. 2 minutes. That's it. That's the pep talk. I don't know if it worked, but I've got some stuff I need to do. I need to put in 2 minutes real quick right now. I love you guys. I'll catch you again tomorrow. Bye.